TikTok is making you fail your CELPIP exam. It's true. Let me tell you why. Have you noticed a lot of, especially the young generation, is finding it very difficult to now sit through movies because they're long. In fact, box office has been suffering a huge damage recently. A lot of the things have in the world are changing because of TikTok. It's not just that, it's also our need to have instant gratification, quick results, and our attention span becoming shorter and shorter. And you might not be using TikTok. There's a high chance you are. But the direct effect, according to research, on people is they are not focused enough. They are not patient enough. So you want instant results. That means you're not going to try hard enough in your career, in business, in anything, because all of those things require patience and effort. Have you noticed you these days find it difficult to sit down and just relax for a while, or study for a long amount of time, or do anything which is routine for a long time? No, people just want change. People, even in jobs, are switching year after year. Before this, people were not stuck, but were highly happy in one job for 30 to 40 years. Nobody wanted all these changes. But this is also leading into people preparing for their CELPIP exam for English courses and education in general. People don't have patience nowadays. A lot of our students are now switching from one-on-one tutoring with a live tutor to the self-paced course which we have. The self-paced course offers that option that if you don't want to sit in a class, you can go and do that course at your free time. You can also forward it up to whatever parts you like, and it's a short and concise course. So I've noticed that too. So this was very different in 2016. People wanted live tutoring way more than having a course by themselves that they can play and move around with their own pace. But this is just a switch that I have been observing. However, here's the problem. When you're practicing English, you need to repeat a lot of the same things. For example, when it comes to writing, you have to repeat your writing task. You have to write 30 to 40 tasks minimum, and you have to review them, and you have to sit down on a chair to do that. It takes time to do that, and you need to have that patience to do that. When you're reviewing vocabulary lists, it's a very slow process. You learn 15 to 20 words a day maximum. Usually the human brain cannot process more than those. But when you learn them, I find it so difficult to ask people now that when you learn them, for each word, you have to make 5 to 10 sentences. And for the next word, do the same thing. This was easy for me. 10 years ago, I told people this and they did that. Now people are like 5 to 10 sentences per word, and then I have to make 15 to 20 words a day. That is so much time. How will I do that? And even if you start, what happens is you do that for 5 words, then you go on TikTok, then you go on YouTube, then you start moving up and down, get out of your chair. Where's the patience gone? Unfortunately, this is the problem with the new generation, the media, even in movies or TV shows. It's just constant one thing after the other. Every second minute, you need an explosion in a blockbuster movie. Otherwise, you get bored. If two people are talking, they're having a dialogue, you get bored. You can try sitting in a park for 1 hour without touching your cell phone. Just sit and try to see how you behave. It's going to be very difficult for you just to sit and do nothing. But people used to do that all the time in the past. And that is a good thing. That kind of attitude and patience is good when it comes to your CELPIP, IELTS, English preparation, because those things take time. So I've been noticing in classes with one-on-one tutors, students are lacking patience. If you are given this task to do, for example, for homework, if you need to do it for 3 hours, try to sit down for at least 1 hour before getting up from your chair. People do a 15-minute task, so it's like half the writing. After 2 paragraphs, they're exhausted, and then they leave the chair and then come back. I mean, the exam is about 3 hours. How are you going to do that? Right? So homework is getting difficult because people cannot sit and focus for a long time. We used to have 2 hour classes, and now students only want to schedule 1 hour because attention just finishes in that time. But again, your exam is 3 hours. So you got to put yourself through the time. All right. You got to make sure you're patient enough to sit down for all the tasks. Finish your tasks before you get up. If you're given a feedback response, for example, a teacher has given you 20, 30 mistakes on grammar that you made in a writing, you have to review those 20, 30 mistakes and look at them slowly, one by one. It's not like you look at this and move to the next, because you're looking at the time and you just want to get up from this chair, but then you didn't learn anything, right? If you look at each grammar mistake, all right, so this is a grammar mistake I made. let me try another sentence. Let me try another one. Let me make 5 correct sentences. And now I'm going to try mistake number 2. That way your grammar will never, you won't make grammar mistakes. You will improve very drastically. But you got to have that patience. I think it's important for me to remind people, don't forget the most important element in preparation, which is not a tip, trick, a template, or not a written strategy. It is a psychological thing, patience. People are letting it go, and that is going to hurt your preparation. Even if you're preparing for English, that requires time. Okay? So, guys, don't forget that. Don't let this lack of attention span, generation, and virus affect you, because it is affecting a lot of people. So, be careful, be patient, and focus. Try sitting down, try practicing a 3-hour exam. See how it feels, because you'll be shocked when you have to sit that long in the actual exam. All right, best of luck, and please subscribe if you find value in this video and more.